Hi everyone, today we'll learn how to calculate the area of a field, and by virtue of that, we'll also see how to calculate the area of any general polygon. So let's take the help of an example. So the question that is given to us is, a surveyor has noted the measurements of a field in his field book in meters as shown below, and these are the information that is provided to us. We are also provided a diagram. So this is our diagram. So let's try to understand it using the information and the diagram. So first thing that we can see is the field is in the shape of a hexagon whose vertices are P, Q, R, S, T, L, which you can see in the diagram. So this is a schematic of a hexagon and you can see the vertices P, Q, R, S, T and L. Now here we're taking PS as a diagonal. So that's why you can see the front line, the main line here is from P to S. So an idea here can be that a surveyor must have started at P and the surveyor is walking till the point S. So this is the distances the surveyor has walked. And now let's look at the other points. We have vertices Q and R on one side, as you can see here, and vertices T and L on the other side. So it's T and L here. So a rough sketch of a polygon can be, let's take our points P and S here. And since P and S are diagonal, so let's create a line here. And we have Q and R on one side. As you can see, Q and R on this side and T and L on this side. So we have T and L here. And now let's try to understand what these distances mean. So in our fourth point, it is given that the perpendicular drawn from Q to A is 40 meters. So we are talking about this. And it is said that this is a perpendicular. So that must mean that the surveyor is walking the diagonal PS. And on the right side, there is a perpendicular that is 40 meters to Q. So that is what this schematic represents. So let's see how the situation would have actually been like. So let's take it here and we have PS as the diagonal and say we have a surveyor like this and the surveyor starts from P. Alright, so let's place it here. And the first thing he does is he walks 30 meters in the direction PS. So in this line, he'll walk 30 meters. And it is meters because it is given in the question that all the distances are in meters. So a surveyor goes 30 meters. Then as you can see, between 70 and 30, there is a right arrow. There's a right direction sign here, which says that it is 40 to Q, which means that if this surveyor, which is at the 30 point, the surveyor, when it turns right, Q is at a distance, a perpendicular distance of 40 meters. So that's what this diagram represents. And now the next stop is a surveyor would turn back on his path and walk till the 70 point. So this is our 70 point. And now the surveyor would turn left because on the left we have L at a distance of 25 meters because that is between 70 and 110. So now the surveyor will see left and spot L at a distance of 25 meters. And after this, the surveyor will turn back on its path. Now the surveyor will walk up till the 110 point. So we go till the 110 point. So this is 110. And then on the right direction, we see the vertex R at a distance of 60 meters. And all of these are perpendiculars. So that's why we're making straight lines here. Then the surveyor turns back and walks on his path until the 160 point. So this is the 160 point. And now the surveyor will look on its left and see that T is at 25 meter distance. So this distance would be 25 meter. And after spotting and measuring all the vertices, it will go back to its path and end at S, which is at 200 meters. So now this diagram, this simple diagram has given us so much information to work on because now for the shape, all we need to do is connect the vertices. So let's do that. So our hexagon would look like this. And the other thing we need to find is the area of the field. The hexagon itself is broken in smaller shapes. Now these smaller shapes I can find the area of. While we don't know the formula to calculate the area of hexagon, We do know the formula of calculating the area of right triangle, rectangle, and trapezium. So what we can do is we can find the areas of these smaller units and say the sum of all of this would give us the area of the field, or rather area of the hexagonal field. So let's see what all shapes we have. We have this right triangle, this trapezium, this right triangle, this right triangle, this rectangle, and this right triangle. And now let's try to find the area of these smaller units. So let's get our formulas first and check. So for a right triangle with height h and base b, the area is half into base into height. For a rectangle with length a and width b, the area is a into b. And for a trapezium with opposite sides a and b and height h, the area is half into a plus b into h. So once we have these formulas, now let's start finding or calculating the area of all of these smaller shapes. So starting with this right triangle, we have here 30 as height because this is the 30 point, and the base here is 40. So our area here would be half into 40 into 30, where 40 is the base and 30 is the height. And we know that 2 into 20 is 40, so this is 20 here. So 20 into 30 is 600. So that is the area of this right triangle. Now let's move on to the trapezium. For trapezium, we have the opposite sides 40 and 60. But for the height, we see that it is between the 30 point and the 110 point. So this distance right here would be 110 minus 30. So that would be 80. So now we have the height and the opposite sides. So the area of this trapezium would be half into 40 plus 60 into 80. And now 2 into 40 is 80, so we can cut here and write 40. And we also know that 40 plus 60 is 100. So this is just 100. So this becomes 100 into 40, so that is 4000. And that is the area of this trapezium. Now let's move on to the right triangle above. So in this right triangle, our base is 60 meters. And for height, we see that it is between 110 and 200 point. So this height would be 200 minus 110. So that is 90. So our area would be half into 60, which is the base, into 90, which is the height. And 2 into 30 is 60. So this is 30 here. And 30 into 90 is 2700. So we found all the areas of this, this, and this. Now let's move on to the smaller right triangle here. Here we can see that we have 25 as base, and the height is between 160 and 200 point. So this height would be 200 minus 160, so that is 40. So our area is half into 25 into 40, and 2 into 20 is 40, so this is 20 here. So 25 into 20 is 500, so that is the area of this smaller right triangle. Moving on to the rectangle, we have one length as 25. For the other length, we see that it is between the 70 point and the 160 point. So this height would be nothing but the difference of 160 and 70. So for the area of this rectangle, we have this height as 160 minus 70, that is 90. So our area of rectangle would be 25 into 90. So that is 2250 meters, or rather meters square. And lastly, let's move on to the final right triangle here. So here we see that the base is 25 and our height is at the 70 point. So height is 70 only here. And so the area is half into base into height. So that's half into 25 into 70. 2 into 35 is 70. So this is 35. And 25 into 35, that is equal to 875. So now you see how our approach is. We broke the hexagon into smaller units whose area we know how to calculate. And because of the diagram, we got all the distances, and then we calculated the area of each of the smaller units. And now all we need to do is add them up to get the total area of the hexagon. So this is a hexagon with respective areas of the smaller units. And now for the area of the entire polygon, we'll just add them up. So we have 4000 plus 2700 plus 2250 plus 875 plus 600 plus 500. And let's add a plus sign here and let's add. So the summation of all of this comes out to be 10,925 And since all of the distances were in meters, this would be meters squared. And that is the area of this hexagonal field. So we can see the area of this entire hexagonal field is simply 10,925 meters squared. And that is how we solve these questions. So that's all for today. Thank you.